Let's stay in Europe, where Serbian government officials have denied security forces used a military-grade sonic device to disperse an anti-government rally attended by at least 100,000 protesters in Belgrade over the weekend. Let's take a look at this video, which was shared online. Now, as we mentioned, the Serbian government has denied it used a sonic device. Many of the protesters dispute that. But to tell us more about sonic devices and their legality is Jennifer Parker, who's an expert associate at the ANU National Security College, and she's in Canberra this morning. Jennifer, g'day.
Hi James, thanks for having me on.
Oh no, thank you for being available. Just briefly, what does a sonic weapon do and how do they work? Because they're not particularly well known.
So a sonic weapon is a weapon that uses sound to injure or incapacitate someone, and it does that by using a specific frequency that can be harmful to humans or by just being exceptionally loud. The most common one actually is a long-range acoustic device, which is actually used by police and militaries across the world, including the Australian military and police. But it's not normally used in the harmful or the alert mode, which can be at about 160 decibels, which is about 100,000 times as loud as a lawnmower, and about 1,000 times louder than what is harmful to the human ear. It's not normally used in that way, but it looks like it has been used in Serbia.
What sort of effects do these weapons have on people? I mean, you can see the parting of the crowd there suddenly. And how long do the effects last on people exposed to them?
Well, the first thing to note is that this communications device is normally used as a communications device. So think of it as an exceptionally loud hailer, and that's how it's used in Australia. You can also attach different sounds to it and alerts. And those sounds and alerts, depending on the frequency and the loudness, can cause things like potential nausea, can cause damage to the ear and potentially hearing loss, depending again on how loud it was and the frequency. How long this will last? Look, the jury's really out. It does depend very much on how it was used and the range at which it was used.
Yeah, that's really interesting. Jennifer, we get you to comment on all sorts of things around the world that are going on. You wear many hats. I just wanted to ask you about the discussions that are taking place in Europe at the moment. With Donald Trump as president, some nations are not sure whether or not they can rely on the US nuclear umbrella for protection. Could you see a scenario in the future where France might share or lease some of its nuclear weapons to countries like Germany, maybe even Poland, who are trying to have that threat to ward off Russia?
Look, France is certainly talking about this. The world is changing rapidly at the moment, so I wouldn't put a prediction on it, but I would say that France has generally not provided their nuclear capability to NATO. In fact, for a period there in NATO's history, France actually removed themselves from the NATO command structure. The UK has always committed to using their nuclear capability to support NATO, but their nuclear capability is limited compared to France. It can only be launched from submarines, and it does require US logistical support. Look, there's certainly concern in Europe. We did see Pete Hegseth a couple of weeks ago say at the Ukraine Contact Group that they were looking for Europe to provide their own conventional defence. He was still implying that the nuclear umbrella did still exist and did still support NATO. But of course, given some of the comments for the new US administration, there is concern. And I guess, when you think about what's happening in Europe, last year, Russia moved their tactical nuclear weapons to Belarus, and Poland and countries like that are quite concerned about the proximity of them.